From 5,000 feet above sea level, in beautiful Pueblo, Colorado, the monsters have gathered at the Colorado State Fairgrounds as the United States Hot Rod Association brings Monster Truck Challenge high in the sky. And we've brought 7 of the top monster trucks anywhere in the world to Pueblo for Monster Truck Challenge. Now, the thin air at this altitude has caused a lot of problems with fuel systems, and the monster truck crews are constantly having to work to tune in, dial in, and get things set for this very, very tough track. Straight line racing, but a long set of cars and a hole in between. And you are here. Strap in, buckle up, because Monster Truck Challenge is on the air on ESPN, the Total Sports Network.
Pueblo, Colorado. It's in the foothills of the Rocky Mountains. Hey, they know something about horsepower in these parts. Those who are used to handling only 1 horsepower at a time had a real thrill when the big boys of the U.S. Hot Rod Association rolled into the Colorado State Fairgrounds, checking in at more than 1,000 horses each. Hello again, everybody. I'm Ken Brew. Welcome to the USHRA's Monster Truck Challenge right here on ESPN, the Total Sports Network. Now, in addition to horsepower, the folks in Pueblo know all about thin air. You see, the higher you get above sea level, the less oxygen there is in the air. Hence the term, thin air. It forces fighter pilots to wear oxygen masks, and it had the monster truck crews in Pueblo tweaking the fuel systems to get the most powerful mixture of fuel and air. I guess you could say the monsters had a Rocky Mountain high when they got to Pueblo. But they were ready to race. When they got to the starting line, this is the way the lineup looked. David Morris covered the course in 4.33 seconds. That gave Equalizer a first-round bye as the fast qualifier. Oh, by the way, the only other truck with a sub-5-second qualifying time, Gravedigger, 4.56 seconds. Now, the first round gets underway with a race between Carolina Crusher. Now, it has Gary Wiggins subbing for Gary Porter, and Toughen Up with Joey Pittman at the controls. Next up, we're going to see Rob Morris in Four Wheel Crazy and Rob Grossman in King Crunch. And our final first-round race is between Joe Johnson's American Made and Lyle Hancock in Gravedigger. So we got Gary versus Gary, Rob versus Rob, and then Lyle versus Joe. Speaking of Joe, here's Joe Lowe with all the action.
A sellout crowd in Pueblo, Colorado to watch the monsters run. And Gary Porter's Carolina Crusher being piloted by Gary Wiggins out of Wadesboro, North Carolina.
Well, the competition here is real good tonight, and it's going to take a lot of, just getting used to the track first and then getting used to setting the truck up, and we're hoping we can do our best at it.
Now, who do you think is going to be your biggest competitor here this evening?
Well, we got Equalizer here, and he'll probably be, I'd say, the toughest truck that's here right now.
What do you think it's going to take to win?
All the way, just as hard as it'll go.
Gary's going up against Joey Pittman and Tough Enough. Out of Phoenix, Arizona, Joey has had his share of problems today, and he talks about them.
We have a short in our radio somewhere. It's happened a few times this year. It's hurt us when we land on the ground. It kills the truck prematurely, but we can't run without it working. So we were in a mad, frantic rush to get this thing fixed out. We wouldn't be able to run tonight, but we got it running right now. We borrowed one of the radios from another guy, so everything's working all right.
That radio is a part of the remote ignition to interrupt, a safety feature of the USHRA. Look at this. Off the line, Gary Wiggins has a great reaction time, catches Joey Pittman napping, and the Carolina Crusher gets our first win here tonight. A beautiful Colorado sky and a capacity crowd watching Gary Wiggins pilot the Carolina Crusher to a win. It happened on the line. Joey Pittman just could not catch up. And the Carolina Crusher moves on to round number 2 in Monster Truck Challenge. That was a great run for the Crusher. Our next matchup, Rob Morris and Four Wheel Crazy out of Texas. Burleson, Texas, to be exact. He's going up against another Texan. Rob Grossman from Spring, Texas, and the Auto Value King Crunch. Now, Rob talks about the problems he's had with the high altitude and the fuel systems.
You have to work with the injection system on the blowers. The change of altitude, especially where we're at, is going to be a big problem for me. But I'm sure we'll get it worked out after tonight if it is a problem. The air's a lot thinner up here, so you have to change the pills in the injection system and adjust a few other things.
Well, let's see if all those adjustments worked as the green light comes on, and Four-Wheel Crazy gets it off the line, but King Crunch battles back, and it's a photo finish. Photo finish. Four-Wheel Crazy was off the line first. Rob Grossman had a battle to catch up, and it is a photo finish. The United States Hot Rod Association announces that the winner by half a tire length is the Auto Value King Crunch. Rob Grossman comes from behind and defeats Rob Morris, his fellow Texan, and the Auto Value King Crunch moves on to round number 2 of Monster Truck Challenge. You can see it there, a come-from-behind victory for King Crunch. A sell-out crowd watching American-made go against the Gravedigger. Joe Johnson up in American-made out of Tucson, Arizona. There he is wearing his United States Hot Rod Association hat. But he's going up against the most feared monster truck in the world today, Lyle Hancock, out of Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina, driving Dennis Anderson's Gravedigger. They're on the line. The Digger with the red headlights on. There's the green light. And Digger gets the reaction off the line, the whole shots, and he just doesn't look back from start to finish. An impressive win as Gravedigger smokes American-made. And American-made just didn't seem to have any power at all. Fuel problems from this high altitude? Let's check with Joe Johnson and see.
We're running fat, and I put another pill in it, and it was way too lean, and we're going to have to work on it some.
Now, when you say you're giving it another pill, what does that mean?
The injection system that we have, there's a return line on it, and a pill is a little round brass thing with a hole drilled in it, and you, by the size of the hole that's in the pill, regulates the pressure on the injectors on the nozzles, so you can raise or lower your pressure by how much fuel you return to the tank.
We told you at the top of the show about the impact of the thin air in Colorado. In fact, you heard Joe Johnson blame American-made's loss to Gravedigger on his inability to figure out the proper fuel-to-air mixture for the high altitude in Pueblo. Lyle Hancock sure had the mixture figured out. Gravedigger obviously had full power in that first-round action. Now, you also heard Joey Pittman talking about having to borrow a radio from another truck. The radio he was talking about is a U.S. Hot Rod Association remote ignition interrupt system. Very important safety feature in monster truck racing. As a matter of fact, we're going to tell you more about that when Monster Truck Challenge continues in just a moment.